All right.
My own fade out.
It wasn't even like a fade out. It was just a.
I'm working on it.
All right.
Full gas or full brakes.
So, I Googled what is the left.
Okay.
And according to AI Overview, it says the left refers to a range of political ideologies that advocate for social equality, egalitarianism, which I'm just egalitarianism. Like, all right, I guarantee you nobody in the left is actually like, I'm an egalitarianist.
I don't even know what that means.
And a more effective role for government and society to address injustices and inequalities. And then it tells me where the term originates from. Which is, it kind of stamps on just about everything we've already bitched about in all other videos. So the term originated during the French Revolution.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
When supporters of the revolution sat to the left of the presiding officer in the National Assembly. And so
they let a French dude in there.
Well, I don't know why they're taking advice from the French dude.
Yeah,
they can't even hold a country.
Yeah, you guys kick your president out every 30 days. Dude.
Yeah. So then I Googled what is the right, and it just gave me the definition of right. So I had to scroll down a little bit.
The opposite of left.
Yeah, and you have to type in what is the right in politics. The right includes social conservatives and fiscal conservatives, as well as right libertarians. Right and right wing have been variously used as complements and pejoratives describing neoliberal, conservative, and fascist economic and social ideas. So those are Google's definition of what a left and a right is.
I can probably understand most of it until they threw this fascist part in there.
Yeah.
I don't understand what's so hard to understand. I don't understand what's so hard to understand.
Maybe they don't understand why you don't get it.
I guess, but it's like that would be like me going and shooting a guy in the face and be like, "This is for what I do for murderers." It's like you're just a murderer.
Yeah.
Or like it's not rape if you rape too. It's like, I did what you did.
Yeah, so I brought that up just so that we could go into a discussion on what we think the left and the right are.
The trick is to not sound condescending.
Yeah.
The way we have to structure this, because of one of our other videos, it's like people did not watch the whole thing, apparently.
Well, and even if they did, they listened very defensively, is at least what I got from it. Because there were certain things that people said to our comment, and it
didn't make any sense.
It didn't make any sense, because if you actually listen to it, it would throw your argument out the window. And I'm sure if anybody wants to go back and look at the videos compared to the comments, you could tell. But
the only thing I think of how we can attack this issue, at least our frame of mind on it, is we have to understand that we're speaking in general form.
Yeah.
Just generically. Yeah. Statistical odds. All right. There are anomalies. Not all people fit these things. If I'm honest, when people say liberal and conservative, I think that they think they're liberal and they think they're conservative, but they're actually neither or.
Yeah.
You know, these Antifa people, I don't think they understand that they are literally fascist.
Yeah.
And just because you say anti-fascist doesn't mean that you're not.
I actually did some research on the origin of the anti-fascist.
No.
It's from Germany during the Nazi
Third Reich.
reign. Second Reich, I guess. And it's called antifascista but say it like it with the German accent with flippy hair.
Yeah.
And it was actually a organization that went against the anti-Nazi party. It was a party system that went against the anti-Nazi party. So the people that were against Nazism, that were against fascism, the anti-fascist...
Nazism, we got to specify this. Nazism is socialism.
Yeah. This
That's
was what
another thing that I don't think these people get.
This is what I'm trying to say.
This is so fucking retarded.
The anti-fascist people went against the people going against fascism.
Well, maybe they were just maybe those were originally just genuinely against fascism. But what I'm saying is that these people don't realize that they are Nazis.
Yeah. Well,
and they don't realize that they are actually fascists, because every single one of these Antifa people want socialism, which is what? That's what a Nazi is. A Nazi, translated into English, is the National Socialist Party of Deutschland.
Yeah.
That's what it actually stands for. It's an acronym, people. It's not a name.
Yeah.
It's an acronym.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like getting somebody to understand it. It sucks for these guys because
I will say they are upholding the same way that they did back then, because they're literally going against. They are the very thing that they swear they're trying to destroy.
Yeah, I don't even. For me, I'm not a smart person. It's like, I mean, this is like basic intellect. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
This is basic common sense.
Yeah.
But so the only way we can really establish a dialogue with it is to understand that we're speaking generally, just statistically. Since nobody really knows what the fuck the left is, and clearly rights are fascist for fucking some reason.
Yeah.
I think that the left thinks in alliance with the group, like whatever is better for the group, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think the right thinks whatever is best for the individual, realizing that a bunch of individuals is a group.
Yeah.
So the way I think that the left thinks, at least what it appears, is that they think of the populace as a group.
Yeah, it's like giving them the fishing pole or the fish.
Right. And the way I think that the right thinks is the populace is a group of individuals.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, that'd be a better way. The left views individuals as a group. The group views the group as individuals.
Yeah.
All right. So I think that they want the same thing. They're just too busy shooting bows and arrows at each other. They don't realize that they want the same thing. It's just done two different ways.
Yeah.
If you look at people as the group, you want to make sure the group is getting everything they deserve. But you spend so much time making sure the group gets what it deserves that you aren't doing anything yourself. So you have an entire group of people waiting on the other people to do things for the group.
Yeah.
To where the right, you have a bunch of individuals that if everybody just did what the fuck they're supposed to do, the group would get what they get.
Yeah.
And I think that's the disconnect. You know? Now, I don't think anything is wrong with either one, but I think government and media especially, which I don't know who works for who, I'll be honest with you, does a very good job at speaking to their base as though the opposition is opposing it. We're literally after the same thing. We just have two different ways of getting there.
Yeah.
You know, we say all this because we got an interesting comment on our last video, and they would like to know how we think it comes to be where you can have two individuals raised in the same household and think two completely different ways.
Yeah. That's a very interesting question.
Very amazing question. And it's actually intriguing for somebody that I don't know to ask what I think, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm kind of honored by that. And he even said, or she, that said that they know identical twins that are polar opposites politically, you know? And I have my own idea about it. It's been a while. I've been wanting to make sure I deliver this video in a way to not give an answer, but to understand the thought process.
Yeah.
Because what I think is lacking is critical thought. That's what I think. So on a surface, a lot of people that look at affluent families and poor families think they got it figured out. Think they know about these groups of people by the amount of success they have. But if anybody out there knows wealthy people, they may have the financial success that you think is successful, but the world around them is actually quite shit. And likewise, you can find a very poor family who financially is not successful, but morally, mentally, spiritually, extremely successful. And so people misjudge success in the wrong way, I think. It's like, what is success when you really think about it? These are all just words and labels that people put on it. But when you break down these words to what they really mean, what is it? You know, just like these Antifa people has clearly never thought about what anti-fascist means or what fascism is.
Yeah.
Because they've never thought about what they think,
Mm.
you know? So when you think of it like that, there's a movie, I think I told you about this. It's an older movie. It's like some high school movie. I saw it a long time ago, and it's called She's All That. And in the story, it's like there's this guy who's the character is played by Freddie Prinze Jr. And he's got the fourth highest GPA in his class. He's the most popular guy at school. He dates the most popular girl in school. He has all the best friends. He's a superstar athlete, badass, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Very affluent family. His dad, very successful, don't know what the fuck he does. Guy has nice cars, all this shit. And his dad went to Dartmouth University. And he wants his son to go to Dartmouth University. He keeps asking his son if he's ever heard anything about the acceptance letters. And he's like, no, I haven't heard anything yet, but just give it time. I'm pretty sure it'll come in, you know. And the dad even knew the dean of the college. And he's like, well, I'll get the dean on the phone and we'll figure this out. And his son, Freddie Prinze Jr., was just like, no, man, just give it time, man. We'll figure it out. And a few weeks later, he walks into his room and his dad's in his room and he's reading these lists, just pile of college acceptance letters from Yale, you know, Stanford, all these fucking places, including Dartmouth. He's like, dude, what the fuck are you doing, man? Half these acceptance letters has lapsed, you know? He's like, Dad, what do you care, man? You're not here. You're pissed off all the time. You know, it's like the reality is that on the surface, it looks like they're a strong, united, built family. But the reality is the dad spent so much time focusing on his success. When he got home, everything was just should be what I'm doing. But you've not taught this child the fundamental core things about him. You know what I mean? You haven't talked to him about critical thought. So much so as you think that he's going to Dartmouth. You never asked him, what college do you want to go to? You've already had this thing planned out for him, but you are two different people.
Yeah.
You know, what you like and what he likes is two different things. Maybe you should have spent more time learning why he might want to go to a different college, you know? Yeah. Listen to his ideas, because kids aren't stupid, man. Kids are dumb as fuck, don't get me wrong, but so is adults, right? This guy is a successful by any stretch of a financial situation that people want to judge. He's a success. But how successful is he if if his son can't even talk to him, you know?
Yeah.
And just because you found your way financially doesn't mean that this guy wants to do the same thing. And just because it's not what you want to do doesn't mean that it's not going to be successful. And this is just the highlighted versions. Imagine all the rest of the things. Does he play soccer because you wanted him to play soccer?
Yeah. Now you can start going deeper down that.
Is he dating the most popular girl at school because that's what you did? You know, it's like people underestimate how much influence they have with their children. And people misunderstand how much influence their children have on them. So if you're just sitting there rocking steady and just doing your own thing all this time, and you just think you're doing everything right, just ask anybody around you. So that's why I think you can have a house with identical twins and have two completely different political ideologies. Either one of those political ideologies aren't yours. They are whoever those twins hang out with. Little known fact, a lot of twins hate each other. You know what I mean? They do have a bond that is definitely special to them because not many people have that type of connection to somebody.
Yeah.
But they literally spend their entire lives glued at the hip because society glues them together because they're such an anomaly, right? So there will be a time where twins, even though you see them together at all times, they have their own little groups. And those groups is what is shaping those minds, you know, because you've never done it on yours. The one thing that you need to teach your children is critical thought. If you teach your kids critical thinking, it doesn't matter if your child is a staunch conservative, he can hang out with the most wacky left people.
Yeah.
And if your child is a liberal, he can hang out with the most staunch, wacky right ideology.
Yeah.
Because they've come to their political beliefs through critical thought. Society did not make them think this way.
Yeah.
Their ability to think things through is what could lead them to their ideology. And then once they know why they think what they think, it doesn't matter what group of people they're in, because that when you learn why you think what you think, that is your moral compass. And once you figure that part out, you can hang out with drug addicts. You can hang out with evangelical Mormon, have 8 wives. It doesn't matter. When a liberal knows why he's a liberal and can articulate why, even if he is swayable, you're not going to sway him because you tell him he's wrong. You're going to have to explain it to him.
Yeah.
In the same way on the right. When you come to that, the reality is you should never lean left or right. It's the things that you believe in because of the evidence that you've learned should bring you to here. Being a liberal or a conservative should be the result of the information you've learned.
Yeah.
Not the starting point.
Yeah.
And
yeah, you shouldn't, say, oh, I'm a liberal, and then go down this rabbit hole of everything that liberals believe and just tell yourself that you believe it.
Right. It's just a sign that you've never
actually been challenged anything.
You've always just been told what you're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you see that nice family, identical twins, one's a liberal, one's a conservative, what you're actually really looking at is parents that thought they were doing everything they were supposed to be doing. But the one crucial thing you should do is teach your children critical thought.
Yeah.
And the only way you can teach a child critical thought is by being a critical thinker.
Yeah.
You cannot tell your kids to think about things before you do it when you don't think about things before you do it.
Mm-hmm.
You have to embody critical thought. Kids don't need you to tell them, hey man, you need to critically think. They will see that's how you get to your equation.
Yeah.
And so that's the thing that I think on the surface, this family that this person is speaking of looks like everything's figured out. But the reality is they haven't figured shit out,
Mm-hmm.
And that's why you can go to some of the poorest environments and you have people that don't do drugs. They don't divulge on prostitutes. They don't cheat on their husbands or wives. They know why they think what they think. They may not have the financial success to mask all of those things, but people fall for the nice house and the cars and the suits and the ties and the nice pick your stay-at-home wife or whatever. It's all a facade. And I don't think that these people are trying to fool anybody. I just think that they have managed to fool themselves. But the reality is when you look at that, what I believe you're looking at, because I'm not going to say left or right is bad or good. What I do think is that it's a perfect indication that the society around your children was doing a better job at guiding them than the parents that requested their children on this planet. And it sucks because learning this, when you learn this, it's too late.
You think so?
Yeah. I can tell you this, when you figure, if you've got a child, if you got twins and one's conservative and one's left, society has already got a stranglehold on them. So if something does come to where these children can actually tell you why they think what they think, I can assure you it won't be because you did it. It's they finally ask themselves why.
Yeah.
I
was about to ask you, do you think it's too late, or is it just something that's so absurdly taxing that you trying to put them in the right path?
It could be.
It'll just it's not worth the.
The reality is
comparatively to teaching them while they're young, versus teaching them while they're older. I think it vastly exceeds the amount of influence that you would have when they're younger.
The vast majority of people have children in their late 20s and early 30s, all right? Mm-hmm. By the time their children hit adolescent age, the parents are in their late 40s to early 50s. So that means you have a half a century of the way you do things. You have a rapport of how you work. And now to all of a sudden convince the child, who is not stupid, even though they're young, to make them think that all of a sudden you want to try. You can. It's possible. But for you to actually man up and be the person you want your children to be, and your children to actually trust that you will follow through with that because you've got a half century of proving not, it's slim. I can tell you that society has done a better job. And if you truly do have a good kid, he'll let yesterday be yesterday and you guys can both grow together. But that's an anomaly. I'm just going off of Generally speaking, it's over. You
Yeah.
had your chance. Now
Yeah.
you can change your ways and you can start living the life that you want your children to start leading, but that's going to come in time. You know, it took them 20 years to know you're full of shit. It's going to take them probably another 20 years to realize that you're correcting your own ways. Because when I see a person that's 20, 25 years old that doesn't critically think, I think they have a family that don't critically think.
Yeah.
At least they may anecdotally, but not generally. You know what I mean? Not in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
That is the imperative point. When I see people that are swayed by society, it's because they lack the ability to critically think at all times. They may do it in some areas.
Yeah. But that's
You know what I
also
mean?
saying that society doesn't critically think.
Generally. There are totally times where you can go to a guy that's probably pretty wacko in some aspect and say, hey, let's go blah, blah, blah. And he would say, why would I do that? Explain to me why I need to go over here and do this.
Right.
So there may be anecdotes where he critically thinks, but he doesn't critically think at all times.
Yeah.
If you do not critically think at all times, then you never know why you do what you do, you know? To where if you know why you do what you do, the times that you do things just to do them, you also know that that's why you do them. Yeah, I know there's a lot of whys and whatevers, you know, right there.
Yeah.
But if you follow it,
Well, that's what the question was.
yeah,
The
I
question
think
was asking us why.
I've been really trying to figure out a way to put that into words. And judging from those comments, probably only this guy or girl that wrote that comment will probably understand what I'm saying there, because it sounds like that person asked the question why.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which should always be the first thing is why. Don't tell me I'm wrong. Tell me how I'm wrong.
Yeah.
You're not going to tell me I'm some bigoted, racist, sexist, homophobic, neo-Nazi fuck.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, oh, okay, I guess I'll just go do that now. You know what I mean? You're going to have to explain. You're going to have to explain to me why I am all of those things, you know? Because you'll leave here thinking you told me what's up. I'm leaving here thinking I just talked to a fucking retard.
Yeah.
You know? I just think I just talked to a loony person.
Yeah.
So to me, it's just, that is the difference. And I think people underestimate the impact they have on their children. Probably the first 8 years of a child's life, minimum, their parents are the most interesting people on the planet.
Yeah.
And even, dude, you can go to the hoodest of hoods, dude, and you won't find a good mom anywhere. But you won't tell me you won't show me one person there that wouldn't kill for his mom.
Yeah.
So even though this lady has shit to show for being an actual mom, going down the street and getting EBT groceries don't make you a mom. So that's proof that even the shittiest parent to their children, they're gods.
Yeah. And I'll even attest to that because, so I'll actually give some experience here, a story, I guess.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I think I've told you this. I don't know if you remember when I told you this, but there was one occasion. I think we were in probably a Publix or some grocery store. I remember us going down the aisle, and this was when you remember those flame board shorts, those red flame board shorts that
that's
you had?
old school shit.
Yeah, that's old shit right there. So yeah, my dad here, that's all he wears is board shorts. That's all he wears. Yeah, that's literally what you're wearing right now. And but he had these really long, baggy board shorts that it seemed like he got from some shelter that was given to him. It was raggedy taggedy, it was faded, but you could tell like they were still board shorts. And I remember both of them, my mom and my dad, were walking down the hallway, or the aisle, not hallway, the aisle. And I saw that you had your shorts sagging just barely. And I was like,
classy sag.
Yeah, it was, whatever. And I looked at that and I was like, man, my dad's cool as fuck, so I'm going to try to be like him. And I started sagging my pants too, And I remember my mom turned around to look at something on the shelf, and she saw my underwear just hanging out. And she just tapped you, and she was like, dude, pull up your pants, man, because look at your son. You're so easily influential on these kids, man. You need to make sure that, you're teaching them correctly. you know? And after hearing that, I never forgot that moment,
That's
you know,
interesting.
because you truly do. I don't know how old I was, but I was probably at like your dick level. Yeah. And that just goes to show like the level of just by being in your kid's life, you know, the
Yeah.
to have that level of influence on just the little things that, because you didn't teach me to sack my pants.
Yeah, this is just basic level.
I
This is
wanted
surface level.
I just wanted to be at whatever it is that you were doing, how you were doing, whatever you were saying, how you were saying, your mannerisms, everything that you were doing. I wanted to embody that.
Yeah.
And just because I didn't know anything, and the people that I looked up to were my two parents, you know.
Now imagine, so for anybody that doesn't know us, I think we do normal shit, but it's only until you look at other people that you realize we don't do normal shit.
Yeah.
So imagine us like, all right, you're dick level Hunter, and Dad's the dopest dude on the planet.
Like that's our measurement.
Dick level height. All right, Hunter's dick level height, and he grows up, and Dad still does the same shit.
Still sagging pants.
He wore the same pants. He says the same shit as you were when you were dick level.
Yeah.
Now you're getting to the age of tit level. Now you're getting into friends that probably would do cooler shit, which you would idolize. So now you start idolizing other people.
That's unless unless you guided me. And
that's where I think parents go wrong.
Yeah, unless you've made me aware of these things that I would probably deem cooler, than you.
That's where I think parents go wrong. Is they're the same dude at tit level as they were when their kid was dick level.
Yeah.
You didn't evolve either.
Yeah.
So now your evolution of your children is now reliant on the society around them, because this one at home ain't going no fucking where.
Yeah.
There's nothing enticing. There's nothing interesting. And I don't fucking blame them, because I don't even understand why. I think people get so stuck in their routines, go to work, wake up, pay the bills, bake dinner, pick kids up from school. They get so lost in their routine that they're basically sleep to do the routine.
Yeah.
They're not present, It's like you got to go to work by all means, but go to work to fund your life. Don't go to work to fund your electric company.
Yeah.
And granted, it's not cheap and everything, but you can humble yourself a little bit. Do without, because when you have children, the children are the only people in the equation that didn't ask to be here. They're not bad. They're not here because they're here because you wanted them, or you didn't take precautions or whatever. Even if you have an oops baby, it's not the kid's fault. They're the only one in the equation that didn't ask to be here.
Yeah.
So as soon as you see that, as soon as you have that, it's time to put your foolishness aside. The coolest thing that I learned, because I've always enjoyed extracurricular activities. I've always enjoyed surfing, snowboarding, skateboarding, motorcycles, music, all of these things. All right. And as a dad, if you're just going off skateboarding, surfing, motorcycles, music, all these things, you're just kind of a shitty dad. You're kind of irresponsible. But if you do it with your kids,
yeah, now
now you're a good dad. You know what I mean? So you're doing all the same dumb shit, but since you're doing it with your homies, you look like a good dad. And I'll be honest with you, you are being a good dad. And where I was fortunate, as I didn't know these things, because I had you guys very young, but the things that I was showing you guys required you to think. I just didn't know that. I didn't realize it. I got lucky.
Yeah.
So when you've got an 8-year-old going around a corner
Mach 3
with his knee on the ground on a motorcycle, he's only doing that because he still thinks dad is cool.
Yeah.
First of all, that's what led him in this dangerous situation. But when he's on his own on a motorcycle, because I can't be on the motorcycle with you, you have to figure this out now.
Yeah.
It forces you to think. When you are paddling into, if you're dick level and the wave's dick level, that's fucking head level.
Yeah. Man, that's like dick height.
And if you go in the water and you start, you're on your own.
Yeah.
You're on your own. You have to figure this the fuck out.
Yeah.
And imagine that child cresting the surface, going through that ordeal, learning something about his life, learning about how to think. And instead of coming out of the water as somebody he surfs with, that becomes influential because they just went through a traumatic experience together.
Yeah.
Now imagine that same person being the dad.
Right.
You're building a frame of thought. You're building critical thought. And there's no better way to think yourself through a problem than being fucked. You know?
Yeah.
Because when you are fucked,
Yeah.
the only thing you have left to do is think. You know what I mean? And I was just so happened to be the dummy drowning next to you.
Yeah.
Or crashing next to you. Or falling down next to you. Or learning a riff on a guitar or playing some drums together. We were learning together.
Yeah.
You know? So all of the influential moments of you guys' lives, me and your mom was involved in because we were learning them too.
Yeah.
You know? We weren't telling you guys to go do these things.
Yeah. And I'd like to also make another point is there's parents that would say that will tell you things that you shouldn't do because of how bad it is, what it does to you, etc. You know, I'd like to talk about a story that me and Gavin had with you about smoking weed. Because I think that is a very good example on the level of influence another level of influence that you had on us that made us aware of these things, but not have to partake in them, you know, such as like, all right, I'll just start with the story. So me and Gavin, we were young jits, you know,
Dick level.
Maybe
rib level.
Maybe rib level. Yeah. Dick the rib. We'll go there. Dick the tit. Yeah. Dick the tit level.
It's in between there.
Yeah. We were laying in bed, and I don't know if you were coming in to tuck us in or we called you in there. I don't know, but regardless, you came into the room, and me and Gavin asked you. I don't even know how me and Gavin were on that topic. Anyways, we asked you what you thought about us smoking weed if me and Gavin tried weed together, and I'd like you to tell us what you told us.
I remember this very fondly because I'm one of these people that I don't see anything wrong with doing drugs. They're just not for me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I like clear, conscious thought.
Yeah.
But I'm a constitutionalist, and I don't feel I have the authority to tell you what to do with your life. You know? So I said, I actually don't have anything. First, I was pissed because I was like in a conundrum because it's like you can't tell your kids, yeah, do drugs. But at the same time, it's like, I have no problem with drugs, you know?
Yeah.
So I said, I've never met a crackhead that wanted to be a crackhead. Never met a heroin addict that wanted to be a heroin addict. I smoked weed when I was a kid, but I was lucky and weed was all I needed. I didn't need any more.
Yeah.
And there's only one way to know, and that's to find out. And the best time I've ever had on weed is not worth being a crackhead.
Yeah.
So,
because I would say
it was a little more exploited. It's like,
yeah, there's.
I never met a crackhead that wanted to suck dick behind a 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
It was more along that, but
well, because I could say if it wasn't for probably all the other things that you were very influential on in our lives, that if we chased that high, that dopamine level that, you know, that we get into, you know, surfing, motorcycles, music, those level of dopamine things that, you know, we try to achieve in our everyday life. If we didn't have that, I think there would have probably been some influence, outside influence from somebody that would have wanted us to try these things, and we would have experienced this level of dopamine intake that we would probably have wanted to seek more. I'm actually very thankful for that even though I have done it, it's not, I like clear conscious thought too. And I never wanted any more than that. And I would attribute it to all the things that you've done with us that I now can put in my backpack of shit that I'm capable of that I'd rather be doing, you know?
One thing I will say about drugs is that it makes you present to where I don't need drugs because I'm always present. I'm always in my moment, you know, which is where you guys are always. So that's probably why you guys don't need it.
What was that saying that you had? People do drugs because they're bored, and then And then how did it go? People do drugs when they're bored, and then they don't do things because they're high or some shit like that.
Yeah, people do drugs because they have nothing to do and proceed to do nothing because they're too high.
It is so true too.
It's so true, man.
Yeah.
This is the waste of time.
Yeah, it really is.
But if you're somebody that's unwilling to just be present, I can understand it. But
yeah,
the reality is I don't believe in bad times and good times. I just believe in now times. And past is over. That shit's done. There's no reason to look back at that unless you just want to like remember you did something. The future is your imagination, and the only thing that should ever really be on your mind. I mean, it's not saying like don't make goals or anything like that, but it's like if you just embody now, you're never going to get now ever again.
Yeah.
Every minute that goes by is gone.
Yeah.
Lost in the ethers.
Yeah.
So if you just
like
are
Spaceballs.
Yeah.
It's the now.
You can worry about the minute just passed or the minute that's coming all you want, but you're looking past the one thing that is happening, and that's the thing that just passed.
Yeah. That was then. But what about now? It already gone.
So I understand why people do drugs, but I also understand the wake of them at the same time. I understand that you don't just do drugs and it's just nothing but good byproducts. So is that worth all of the negative byproducts of it? And that's where it's just, I'm good, man. I can't even have a runny nose. If I have a runny nose, I can't think straight, and that bothers me.
Yeah.
So if I can't turn off being high, I don't want to do it. That means I'm not in control. Even though if I'm conscious and I'm present and all that stuff, that means I'm in zero control of my mind. Mm-hmm. So it's I'm good with it. I don't need it. And the good part is I let you guys just, I don't care if you hang out with people that do drugs, because everybody just, society will think, oh, dude, that dude's cool as fuck. But you're going to also see the side where he's digging in his couch cushions for fucking change to go get some weed. It's like there's a downside to all these things, you know? Yeah. And so you weren't just around the good parts of the high guy. Mm-hmm. You saw him digging in his couch cushions, you know? Yeah. And it's like, I'm good, man. Yeah. I'm good, man. I don't want any part of that. Yeah. Because you can't even go get a job because you're high. You know? So you can't even pay for this hobby. Yeah. You know, so it's like there's just other ways to be in the present. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's really essentially what you're doing. Because the feeling of being high is not really... I can tell you, I get a way better feeling dropping into a 6-foot wave, you know? Yeah. I have a better feeling chasing that, not even getting it. Like chasing a 4 to 6 foot wave feels better than any high I've ever. Yeah. Doing 120 with your knee on the ground, going around the corner is way more exhilarating than any high I've ever had. Yeah. So there's just so many better things out there that grow you physically, mentally, spiritually. Yeah. And when things get shitty, man, that's when you learn to be in the present. Is when things really fucking suck. When you don't understand currents and tides and shit like that. Yeah. You've got a cool story.
Yeah,
about
and when
that.
it comes to motorcycles, when you don't understand suspension, tires, you know, all that kind of shit that would involve.
We went out to Vegas one time. We were in the canyons, and you and your girlfriend were the only ones smart enough to bring a camel pack. Yeah. And the rest of us were just lost in the fucking desert with no water.
Yeah, and I had a cool camel pack too, because I not only did I fill it up, but it had space where I put more water in.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, I can tell icy, you, dude.
Every minute in that desert was a long fucking minute.
Yeah. Well, I gave everybody water though. You had water.
I had one of these. I went out in the desert with this.
Yeah. One of the other 8 that I put in my backpack.
So it's like you just learn where you're at. That's why when you fall in a wave, when you're drowning, it feels so long. Yeah. Because you're very present right now. Yeah. You know? So a minute is actually only about 10 seconds. Yeah. When you're actually fucking focused, you know? Yeah. And I've never had highs do that for me, you know? When 10 seconds feel like a minute, dude, you're on a ride. You're experiencing something right now, you know? So I'd rather have that. Yeah. I just got lucky, but it's like I've been able to retrospectively look back at my life and also I understand how people end up where they are. And so it makes me a little unwilling to criticize them because I know how they got there. It's frustrating because you know how they can walk it back, you know? But it's like getting somebody that's walked 1,000 miles down a road to realize they were walking in the wrong direction. That's
damn.
I don't know how you do it. It's got to be. You're not going to
walk back.
It has to be them that does it.
Yeah.
You know, and maybe they just haven't hit that light bulb kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, and I hate to say that they're lost, or because I think both sides are lost. You know, they get stuck in an ideology and confirmation bias that they just can't let go. That they might be a good example. Remember when all the wokies were like, free Palestine from the river to the sea?
Yeah.
And all these right guys were like, you fucking anti-Semites, blah, blah, blah. Well, I don't hear any of these guys anymore. Because it's starting to look a little genocidal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't know. Because I'm not going to go all the way over there either. But it's like, I'm just paying attention. You know what I mean? And so it's going to be it takes a lot of humility to know that you've had a weird ideology or you've fallen into an ideology. It takes a lot of humility, you know? Yeah. And good luck on anybody that can. It's just, I think you're better off. Let's say if you got kids let's say if you're a right-minded person and your kids are left-minded people. The reality is that you probably are not going to change them because it was because of you that society sent them that way. Mm-hmm. The best thing you can do is right your wrong, not to fix them, but to fix yourself. And in time, they will see your progress, and your progress will do all the talking for you.
Yeah.
But the reality is,
it's when they're ready to finally listen is when that change can actually happen. Yeah. You know, when they see it and then they hit themselves with the dose of humility that they can finally ask you how, why, and when can I do it? You know?
Well, I think the true information you don't have to be told, you can observe.
Yeah. Well,
like your brother, when he was tit level.
I can also say that, you know, figuratively speaking, not maybe literally ask you that, but
yeah.
You know, yeah.
When your brother was tit level, he was a habitual liar. So much so, I said, dude, I don't believe a fucking word you're telling me.
Yeah.
But once he got head level and he just stopped lying, that dude could tell me that banditos are coming from my head and I'm going to believe him.
Yeah.
Because he didn't tell me he was telling the truth. He just stopped lying.
Yeah.
And if you're paying attention, you will see it.
Yeah.
You know? And so the reality is right your own wrongs, and you're better off changing the next generation than the one that you fucked up. I don't think this generation is fucked up. I think the generation that raised them thought they knew what they didn't fucking know.
Yeah.
And I think you can say that about every generation.
Yeah.
But everybody wants to blame the product rather than the assembly process. You can't blame a car for not working if you didn't build it right.
Yeah.
So can't tell me that car is a piece of shit when you made it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Or how about you didn't even make it? You just got other people to make it.
Yeah.
You can't complain to me.
Yeah.
You know?
That's such a good point. That's such a good way to look at it. I think that's a perfect analogy to put.
And it requires constant maintenance like a car.
Yeah.
You always have to make sure you are doing the right thing for that car to work.
Right.
You always have to be on your best ability. And the reality is it's a win for you too. Because you evolve, I have enjoyed every day of my life more than the day previous.
Yeah.
Like, I am so happy to be a part of this fucking planet every single day, even more than the day before. It's just such a beautiful fucking place. And I love the array of different mentalities. You know, it's so interesting to be a part of and to get lost in the mundane, ritualistic ways of life, like work and blah, blah, blah. I have a job too, man. It's like, I just realized one day I don't live to work. I just use this shit to fund all my escapades.
Yeah.
And once I started doing that, I stopped chasing that mythical dollar that I'll probably never get. I still try to do the best I can there too, but, you know, I fail often, you know. Mm-hmm. But one thing I just refuse to fail at is just absorbing this world. And I think when people are around me, they can see that not only I'm not as dumb as I look, but I'm still on my path of information.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's not over.
Yeah.
Never will be.
It's a beautiful world, man. And what better people to share it with than your children?
Yeah.
You know, your wives and your husbands. Like, I love you guys unconditionally, but I'm in love with my wife. Mm-hmm. It's such a beautiful world to be a part of like that. I hate when I see other people, they forget that.
Yeah.
Because they have all the same things I have. And I think I just got lucky. I learned it a long time ago. You know, I've always been very, very grateful to be here. Every day you wake up, there was a child that didn't.
Yeah.
And to live that day that kid didn't get to, and it with a negative mindset is just, I think the wrong person died today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. That reminded me of when I was on the tailgate of the Avalanche.
You know, that's probably the first time. So for anybody listening, Hunter, at a point in his life, he was really into Christianity. And he was out on my tailgate one day, and it's not that he didn't want to like not be here. It's just the church did a very good job at telling you how good after this place is. Mm-hmm. And you're just like, dude, why am I even wasting my time here when I just go right to the Gucci shit? That's even better than this place. It's like, dude, it just took me like, dude, look around you, man. This world is beautiful. Luckily, we live in Florida, so it is fucking beautiful. I didn't have to lie to him.
And it was a clear day, not a cloud in sight, dude.
Just to happen to be on the right day.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, this place is awesome.
Yeah, it wasn't gloomy. You know, it was like, oh, let's come inside. It's starting to rain.
Yeah. It just so happened that was when I first was like, you know, it actually is really fucking beautiful out here. And maybe that is just never worn off. But it's just raise your children, because you're not just raising your children, you're raising yourself too. Because if you think you're going to be, if you have a child at 30 and you think you're going to be the same dude at 40.
Yeah.
Were you the same dude at 20?
Hell no.
Were you the same dude at 15?
Hell no.
So you got a lot more learning to do, dog.
Yeah.
It's like, this isn't over.
Yeah.
Just because you got a comfortable amount in your bank account doesn't mean you accomplished jack dick, dude.
Yeah, because I would even argue that somebody that just became a grandpa is now experiencing grandpa for the first time in their life, and now they have to figure out how to be a grandpa.
Dude, I've never failed the same way twice. Well, I can't say that.
Yeah,
I'm persistent as fuck.
Yeah,
it'll fit.
Maybe if I cram it like this.
But there's always like something new to observe. It's like it's never the same.
Yeah,
you know, it might be the same fucking in the end, but it never feels the same. There's just always something to learn, you know, and there's always a word or a phrase or an ideology or some terminology that you've never heard before. Mm-hmm. You know, like the other day, Sigma. I learned that, which is a gay word, but what it represents is awesome, though. It just sucks that somebody came up with a gay word for it.
Yeah.
You know? But it's like, there's just always something to learn and hone yourself in.
Yeah.
You know? Like, you are anybody watch it, this dude could literally find a winning lottery ticket and be like, man, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
But you can steal his car. He's like, man, somebody stole my car, man. It's like, it's just.
I haven't had anybody steal my car, or I haven't won a big lottery thing.
Like, I wish I could implement some of that in my life.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like figuring that out is like, it takes time, you know? But it's like a journey. And you're half my age, and I'm learning from you guys. It's like your brother is like a verbal fucking assassin.
Yeah.
And it's like, how did he get to there? You know? And it's because he just never shut the fuck up. He just perfected it.
No, it was Modern Warfare 2 lobbies.
He just perfected it, dude. There's a lot of bad jokes that got him to there, you know?
Yeah.
And it's just putting in the time, putting in the work. And it's just, there's always a way to be better and calmer and smarter and funnier and patient, you know?
Yeah.
It's always it's just a beautiful world, man.
So I guess this video would kind of be a indication that we don't have an answer, and that on what a left and right is.
I think I've got it generally pretty dialed in right there.
Or, well, not that what a left and right is, but what would make a left and right. And I think the more important question to ask is, are you involved with your kids or not?
Yeah, not superficially. You know what I mean? Yeah. Not just, does the kid have a car at 16? Does he have the right GPA?
Yeah.
Is he hanging out with the right crew? Because I can tell you, if you were a strong influence in your family, it doesn't matter the fucking crew. Yeah. And matter of fact, you would find that the crew would migrate like to you.
Yeah.
You know, fuck the village, be your own village, and you will be surprised at how many people come into your village.
Yeah. Would you think that in this video so far that you've answered that question?
I think I have answered their question. I haven't answered their question. I've given my thoughts on their question. I think the hard thing for people to realize is this guy told me a long time ago, when my daughter was young, he has 2 daughters. One's a doctor and one's a civil engineer. And my daughter was getting to the age where boys were around. And this is
yeah, every dad knows.
Yeah.
Every dad knows what you mean by that.
I was 2 steps away from building a tower
Like
to
a
lock this
Rapunzel.
fucker in, but I couldn't find a dragon.
Yeah.
And I asked him how he dealt with it, and he said, "Well, you just instill your values and your morals, and you either find out you did a good job or not. But that's really the only thing you can really do is be the person. You can't tell a kid, don't do it as I do as I say. That doesn't work. This literally never fucking work. And if it does work, it's through fear.
Yeah.
The only reason the kid would listen to you because that's what you fucking said, is because you probably beat the shit out of them, which that isn't critical thinking either.
Yeah.
That's called repercussions.
Yeah.
You know, critical thinking would help you navigate both, you know? And so it sucked when I learned that because I didn't know what to expect, because the reality is the decisions you make today isn't the result. It's the catalyst for the result. So you won't find out you made the right decision until after.
Yeah.
And if you catch it soon enough, you can't undo it, but you can at least correct course. You can at least fix it before you're 1,000 miles down a one-way road.
Mm.
So luckily I asked him that question because he gave me something. He made my brain work like, hey, you're not always going to make the right decision, but it's important to acknowledge when you haven't. The decision has been done, the mistakes have been made, but it's how do you direct course from here, you know? And I just so happen to have asked the right people the right questions at the right times a lot of times, you know? And I fall short a lot, you know? But it's when you just sit here and you just expect something of somebody when you've never shown them how to do it or been a teammate in it, you know? And like one dude in the comments says, parents aren't supposed to be their friends. I'm not your fucking friend, dude. But I can definitely have more fun with you than your fucking friend can.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's what the fuck is a friend? Like, what the fuck does that even mean? Like, if you really think about it, the fuck is a friend? Am I that to my children? No. If whatever the fuck that is. But I can tell you, not only can I do anything his friends can do, I can probably mount more of a challenge to you guys than your fucking friends.
Yeah.
You know? So it's just a dumb fucking comment anyways. Like, your parents aren't your fucking friends. Well, first of all, tell me what the fuck a friend is. And tell me what the fuck a parent should be doing differently.
Yeah.
Am I just supposed to put a shirt on you? Am I just supposed to make you go to school? Am I just supposed to make you hang out with the right people? The fuck is a friend, and what the fuck kind of comment is that?
Yeah.
Like, you didn't have clearly you've never thought about what you think when somebody says stupid shit like that. You can assure that his kids, whoever made that comment, probably falls into the general description of people.
Yeah.
You know? The fuck is a fucking friend? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't even know how to answer that.
Somebody you hang out with a lot.
Yeah. A friend is somebody that's just not related to me.
Yeah.
That I'm fond of.
Yeah.
Like a buddy, you know?
Mm.
I got a buddy. I love this guy. He's like a brother to me. I mean, yeah, you have privileges that maybe he doesn't have, but I'm trying to think of one that he wouldn't have if he needed it. You know what I mean? Like, I would give you the last dollar in my pocket. That's a privilege that you guys have that probably most people don't. But if he needed it, I don't know why I wouldn't give it to him. It's just a dumb comment. It's just a dumb fucking... Somebody that says something before they think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, what the fuck does that even fucking mean? It's like, you fucking... It's just words and phrases, man. That's all that was, dude. It means absolute dog shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I read a lot of comments that weren't actually. It's like they watched that segment, but that is not what we said. You know what I mean?
It's literally not what I said, but it's also let you know that he doesn't even know what the fuck that means. Like, you've never thought about that.
Yeah.
It's like when I say I'm going, hey Corey, you want to hang out today? Oh, I can't, man. I'm going to surf with my boys. Dude, they ain't your friends, man. It's like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
The fuck is that? The fuck does that even mean?
Yeah.
This is the dumbest fucking goddamn comment I've ever fucking heard in my life.
Yeah.
I think I know what he's trying to say, but that's not what your words say.
Yeah.
The reality is I'm closer to my children than any fucking, minus my wife. You know? I'm pretty damn close. I'm infatuated with my wife. But let's just be honest. I don't think I'm going to be able to put my wife in harm's way like I can you guys, you know?
For sure.
You know? So it's like.
And I wouldn't want my mom to be put in harm's way the way that you put us in harm's way.
You would exploit yourself. You would demand the best of yourself. So this guy would probably go and be competitive with his friends. If they were racers, they would all try to one-up each other. And what is the result of that? It creates better people. Mm. So why would I not do that with my children?
Yeah.
When I'm racing, you guys, I don't care if you live or die.
Dude, I'm telling you, bro, as soon as those fucking visors come down, man, I don't care. You're not my dad.
Yeah, fuck you, man.
Yeah.
Fuck everything about you. I needed more room at my table anyway.
Yeah.
You know? Why the fuck would I not want to do that to you? If I'm trying to get Fred to be the best Fred he can be, and the only way to get Fred to be the best Fred he can be is by being in his fucking way between him and Glory to make Fred a better person. Why would I not do that with my children?
Yeah.
Because there's nobody I want to be successful more than my children.
Yeah.
It's just such a dumb ideology. It's just such a dumb comment. That's do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah. That's what I got from that comment too.
Yeah,
it was to do as I say, not as I do.
Go enjoy your Jim Beam. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. But I actually, so we've went and recorded this a couple of times already, and I think this was probably the best executed version.
It's the most simplistic.
Most simplistic with I would say that doesn't necessarily answer the question, but I think gives a sort of light on other people to come to their own opinion of that question, you know? And so,
which I think what the question was, I think this person asked that because they figured it out too, and just finding other ways of articulation to it, which we might have just done.
And if he ever ends up watching this again, I'd hope to hear from him again and see what his thoughts are on this video, you know? And so that's one thing I recommend is because we, to the best of our abilities, we don't limit any of the comments. I make sure to turn off all, you know, filters or whatever. I have noticed though that YouTube, regardless of your restrictions on your comments, YouTube, depending on what it is that you're saying, they will restrict the comments too. There's been one comment that we've had Gavin reply to, and YouTube did not put it out. You know,
so try like rewording it.
Yeah. So with that being said, if there are hate mail that you guys would want to send us, we do have an email in the description and on our main page. So if you do want to let us know your true thoughts without YouTube restricting it, email us and we will put you on blast in the next video. And
because I think some of them are funny. Like just the dude saying your kids are your friends. I mean, it's like, that's funny just because it makes no fucking sense.
Well, yeah, and also the other comments, so like people are having to use certain vernaculars when it comes to like instead of
grape.
Yeah, grape. And instead of saying ass, they would have to spell it with AZZ.
Or dollar signs.
Yeah. And so if you don't want to do that, feel free to email us. We'll read all of them. And I hope that the person that we ended up actually making this video for watches it, see what he thinks.
And give me other things too, because this was a key example of where I've got it figured out in my head, but getting it into words has been a challenge, and I enjoy that. It's like a cool puzzle.
Yeah. And I have found it very intriguing that so many great comments. A few.
Yeah, those are great too, though.
Yeah, they're great.
Just for their own reasons.
But a lot
you are your friend.
Yeah. I was actually kind of worried about putting that video out in a sense that the way that we would articulate ourselves would not get across to anybody in any way, but
it did.
It did, yeah. And a lot more. It was a lot more positive than I actually anticipated it to be. So so for anybody else that's watching all the way to the end of this video, if you're watching to the end of this video, Greatly appreciate that. For sure, leave a comment on this video, what your thoughts are. We love questions, so if you want us to answer particular questions, either regarding this or certain other measurements that we have, dick height, tit height, if you whatever it may be, let us know and we'll address them. So.
It's like when you say dick height, I know exactly how tall
exactly.
you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even need to know how tall you are to know what dick height is.
Yeah. But yeah, anyways, we love all the comments. Leave them. Like, dislike, whatever the hell you want. And
no outro.
Whatever. But anyways, appreciate you guys.